What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I am your good friend and host, Kory Willis. I hope everyone is doing well on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend, being with your loved ones, and getting one step closer to the game we all love, college football. We're getting closer. We got media days going on right now in the Big 12. So, a lot of stuff going on and the future weeks going forward. So I hope everyone's doing well out there. Hope everyone is relaxing and getting ready for a great weekend ahead. As always, we appreciate you guys listening in on the show. You know where to find us. We're on many different streaming platforms out there, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, and many other streaming platforms out there. So we very much appreciate you guys' support with the show. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us know what we're doing and how we can improve the show for the future for you guys. So we very much appreciate the engagement that you guys bring to the show. As always, you know who I'm with. I'm with my good friend and co-host. He is Chris Bolton. Chris, what is up, man?
What's going on, Kory? Hey, man, I'm excited. We're getting closer to CFB, to real college football, and we're getting closer to that tease, but it's going to feel real to all of us who play it.
Mm-hmm.
That EA Sport, that EA college football. It's so much going on right now, Kory. My juices are flowing. I'm ready. I'm lit.
Look, right now, I got the content, going on in the background right now. I'm just looking at it, of course, to myself. I might load it up for us just to kind of just be at awe of it. It's this game. Each day I wake up, Chris, I smile more and more. I get.
Hey, you just look. You go to your calendar. X. We'll cross off one more day. We almost there. It's almost release day.
We almost there. We getting there.
It's Tuesday is on the way. We getting closer.
You know it. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving the spirit of what this game is bringing to the college football community. Of course, we've been waiting for this game for years, Chris, and now we finally get it. And the biggest news, and I'll let you lead off on it. Arch Manning.
Arch said, "Put me in the game, coach." Arch is in the game, and then not only is Arch in the game, hey, you seen his rating?
No, I did not. I did not see it.
All right. Guess what his rating is?
I would say it is a 89.
Close, 87.
Oh, okay. I was a little bit too bullish, but that's still not. There's nothing to shy off of,
My boy hasn't played, been on the field for real at all. He's the backup, but hey, they already know about him. He's in the 87.
Oh yeah, look it. When you come from that Manning tree, that Manning background, you just a well-oiled machine, man. That 87 was waiting for you after high school.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is a lot of people might be like, man, they ain't right for that. All I'm gonna say is they ain't wrong either. I think he's him. So look, that 87 didn't make my eyes, it didn't make my eyebrows raise or have me tripping. I think he's gonna be, live up to it.
I think so too. I think he has. He has all the tools to be very successful. He's at Texas for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
He literally has all the tools to be successful. In the SEC at that school. I'm ready to see what he's going to do because he will get time playing. I know Quinn Ewers is the starter. I listen to a lot of people in the media here. Everyone is very high on what Quinn can do. Even myself, I think Texas is going to have a heck of a football season this year. But in terms of Arch, he will help bring a lot of flair to that team, to that offense, doing cleanup duty. I know that's going to happen.
And keeping it a buck, he's only making Quinn better. Because, I know Quinn is nice, but respectfully, he does have to. He got to be on top of his game now.
Yeah.
If Quinn ain't on it, they got somebody in waiting to just waiting for their opportunity. So iron sharpens iron. So Arch is only making Quinn better, and Quinn is only making Arch better.
Yep. And hey, if you're Coach Sark, that's all you can ask for in your quarterback room.
That man, he's cheating. Oh, he is a kid in the candy store. What?
He ain't gotta think about that. Look, he gonna be coaching like this. Hands on the back of his head,
Hey,
he got to do anything.
You ain't got to worry about anything back there. You got the guys on the cover of the video game, and then you got the guy who might be on the cover the next year of the video game.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? you Texas, man. We showed back up. The video game came back. We were on the cover 2 years in a row.
In a row.
We got the Lamborghinis out for the recruits, and we on video games. Can't nobody stop us.
That's crazy. But yes, here we are. So it's about that time, man, and we might as well get to it since we talking all this college football video game talk. We might as well dive on in, Kory.
Oh yeah. So folks, as the weeks have been winding down, as we've been getting closer to the actual street release date, which is July the 19th. There has been a lot of news about the modes, of course. They showed the dynasty mode for people out there that want to build their team. If they want to take Kennesaw State to the national championship, you can do that. You want to take Memphis to the national championship, beat Ohio State, you can do that. All of those little things, you can do that in this video game, just like you could do in the older video games in the series. So yeah, they showed all of that information. It looks fun, looks polished, crisp. This team, which we've heard from EA, it's a more smaller team than the Madden team. The Madden team right now, looking at these guys like, man, how these dudes are developing geniuses right now. We need to learn.
They got that face. You remember when KD won MVP and you saw Russell Westbrook in the background? Yep. that look he had. That's how the Madden team looking at the at the college football development team.
Yep. Exactly. Like if they all to group up and take a whole team picture with each other. Yeah, and the Madden team wouldn't be looking so happy right now. But say nonetheless, what this team has done with that mode. Of course, you have your Ultimate Team mode for the whales out there. If you want to grab those card packs and defeat people with Johnny Manziel cards and stuff, have all different kinds of superpowers with Johnny Manziel or Cam.
They got Trayvon Austin. He's going to be in the game day one as somebody you can play with on Ultimate Team.
Yeah. You got all of those great players. Ray
Lewis
at your disposal. Yep. Ray Lewis. Can you imagine somebody get like Ed Reed? They like, oh man, I got a special Ed Reed card, and he like knocking out people every time, and people just fumbling.
Look, there's gonna be so much stuff. I'm not saying anything that I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna do this by themselves. I'm not gonna say they taking my idea, but somebody's gonna create an all-time Miami team with their Ultimate Team. And collect all the players. You're going to have Ed Reed back there. If they put Sean Taylor in the game, he'll be on the field too.
The Rock
Rest
gonna
in
be on
peace,
there. Yep.
Ray Lewis. I mean, somebody gonna have Clinton Portis or Willis McGahee at running back, Devin Hester at cornerback, Kellen Winslow Jr., Jeremy Shockey. I mean, they need to put all these guys. Just go from 1980 to 2005 with the Miami players.
Yep.
Just put them all in the game, and I bet your ultimate team will win.
I know.
Andre Johnson, Santana Moss. I need all them boys in the game.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Well, you get Frank Gore, and then you get his son.
Who else? We had so many people. We got Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, I think.
I'm pretty sure Big Vince. Then he go to the U.
Let's see. For yes, he did.
Yep, and Jonathan Vilma.
Mm-hmm.
It's the list goes on and on.
It just goes on and on.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we'll get at least a few of those guys in the ultimate team. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was an ultimate team player. I'm collecting all the Miami players.
Nice. Yeah, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. Did you mention Michael Irvin?
I didn't even mention the playmaker. You know, it's too many players for Miami, man.
Oh my gosh.
Playmaker.
Yeah. It's too many.
It's too many. But man, it's been some dogs to come through to you. And I have a feeling, Kory, that we will discuss the U a little further in our show.
Oh,
that's what you call teasing right there, baby. Yeah.
I like that. So stay tuned, folks, if you want to hear about.
So stay tuned. But yes, the dynasty mode. The dynasty mode is looking great, Kory. We're OG fans of the college football series. This is the game that I've been playing since 2003. The year 2003 for me. I've been getting it every year, and that's when it really started to turn up. That NCAA college football 2004. 4 was lit. 4 was legit.
Yeah, 4 was.
Then 05 came with the stadium pulse. That was a game changer. Man, I lost countless games just because I was on the road going up against my cousin, and the crowd would get crazy.
Look, I might load it up this evening.
I still got my PS2 too. I can load it up as well.
Yeah, I had to go out and grab another one just for that game. You know,
that game's so old, boy. They got the Bulldog Mississippi State logo.
Oh man, they got the actual ribbon logo
on 2 feet.
Yeah. They got that Bulldog in the game. They got the actual ribbon around the M on the game.
Yes.
It's a terrible logo to this day.
Oh man.
Well, I digress.
We're OG fans, and so it's so beautiful to see just how intricate the details are, and just how they really make every school look like and feel like how it is to be a fan of that university. And so I'm excited for all the features in the dynasty mode. Curious to see the different paths that people choose when they're a coach, and how they go about improving the program, because they got the motivator, the you can be someone who's tactical, and wants to, is all about the playbook and improving, very scheme oriented, and then they have the option to be someone recruiting focused. And so it's going to be interesting to see what route everybody takes and how they improve the team, the school that they picked for the dynasty mode, especially in online connected dynasty modes. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing too. If you go that recruiting route, will it really play out to help you recruit? We're gonna see.
We're gonna see. It looks very in depth. I've seen so many clips, and I'm still, kind of trying to let it sink all in with how in depth that they tried to make recruiting in this game be. Just because the last game we had 14, it was a little soulless at times in terms of putting the little point system and everything.
Once you got a hang of it, you kind of knew
right
how to recruit.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? The challenge was kind of taken out of it some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it kind of, like what you're saying, it pretty much kind of insinuated that you didn't really feel like recruiting as much anymore. You wanted to go out and just play football just because you felt the need that the game was going to bring the recruits for you anyway, kind of. So that will to like, hey, I need to actually go out here and take the time to find the right guys for my team. That was a little bit lost, but it seems with this game they're bringing it back. So that really creates a feeling of, wanting to make the best out of your team, wanting to, create a great product on the field. So I like that. I really
and it's going to be a grind to bring a team up. Just keeping it real. I feel like it's not going to be easy. You might have been able to pull off some miracle rebuilds early on, like the first, get someone sorry in the first year you go 8-4 on Heisman. Hey man, from the gameplay I'm seeing, and then the speed some players have, and just the talent differential that's kind of out there between different programs. Being at a small lower school like Kennesaw State and what it's like to be in Ohio State. Hey, you ain't finna just be getting 5-star recruits to just pop up at Kennesaw State that first season player.
You better get some stadium upgrades, better do something. Better start buying some Lamborghinis or you do something.
You better be out there trying to find some gyms out of Metro Atlanta because it's not going to be easy.
Exactly. No, I saw a clip on YouTube of someone actually having Kennesaw State, and they went toe to toe with Georgia at Georgia in Athens, and they got beat 72-10. So it ain't easy, folks. If you think you're gonna go in and like, yeah, I'm about to really put one on Georgia tonight, like, nah.
Man, you lucky. Them boys ain't finna know what play got called out there. Playing that between the hedges.
Man.
Oh man.
they gonna be put in the hedges by the time they game.
Right. They're gonna be put in the hedges. For sure. For sure. But no, you ain't lying, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. This is I haven't been this excited for a video game in quite some time now. So it's especially a sports game. So I think the only time I'll say I will be this excited for another football game or just a sports game in general is if 2K makes another NFL football game. But I'll sit back.
We need that. We do, man. That was the time to be alive. That was real gaming.
Yeah.
When 2K was making NFL games.
Yeah. Making EA sweat.
EA been in chill mode now, but at least they got some competition in house for Madden now with EA College Football. So
yeah, about time.
It's going down. It's going down. And I'm gonna surprise you with this, Kory. And this is going to segue into another segment.
But the team that I think I will be playing with first as I load up the game before I play any of my homies, I just want to play a game to myself.
Go ahead. Let the people know.
The Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Oh.
I just want to run the football with Ollie Gordon.
I've
I
been
just want
thinking
to see
about him
how
all
OP
week.
Ollie Gordon is. Because
uh,
if he run for 300 yards in the game, then the game is real. Because he be tearing it up in real life.
oh yeah, absolutely. Ollie Gordon, he is a heck of a football player, and I think he's going to have a really good season this year.
He is.
You know,
And it's he's one of the players I'm looking forward to playing with, and his name was buzzing at Big 12 Media Days this week.
yes. It was, and I'll go ahead and just kind of let people know, remind them if they haven't been watching any coverage of Big 12 Media Days. So it was put out this week, and there is footage of running back, Oklahoma State running back Ollie Gordon getting arrested for a DUI not too long ago. I can't remember exactly.
I don't remember the exact date, but it is fairly recent.
Yeah, it's fairly recent. Of course, you can search it online whenever you have the time, folks. But yeah, he was caught with a DUI recently, and his coach, of course, Coach Gundy, was asked about the whole incident with Ollie Gordon second and his DUI arrest, and Mike Gundy talked about how hey, he's done this hundreds of times. This isn't my first rodeo, Chris. This is the first time I've done this myself. It is what it is. It's just life. You wake up, you make a bowl of cereal, and that's it.
Hey, Mike Gundy, boy. Mike Gundy is one of a kind. Take that and interpret that however you want to. But he is one of a kind.
Yes, he is not from this earth. I don't think. but no, he did get under a lot of fire for those comments, and even to the point where people are wondering, like, hey, should he be suspended himself? Like, should he be punished for this? And I know a lot of people may feel some kind of way about coaches also getting suspensions and being example for their football teams, but I do think that I definitely think that that's something. If you're a head football coach, a leader of young men, that maybe you should be saying that at a time where maybe Ollie Gordon needs that guidance. He needs someone to tell him, like, hey, that's what you did was careless, but hey, we know that you're at heart a good person, and you're a good leader for your football team, and just a good example for how successful person in your space can be. So giving him that guidance, I think, is what really is what's needed. And those comments by Mike Gundy was very, like, just it really clouded what could have been a moment for him to learn from his mistakes and get better. But yeah, what do you think about it, Chris? Just because I was shocked by that answer that he made.
I can't even say I was surprised, but it did make me just go, it raises an eyebrow. But I think he was trying to take the route of just protecting his star player in the face of the media.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we both played sports, not on we're kind of on that Sway level. Remember when Kanye and Sway,
Yes.
Kanye said, hey, but you don't know Sway, you don't know. We was on a smaller business level of athletics, so we weren't D1 athletes, but we spent time, in locker rooms, and I'm pretty sure Ali has been punished
Yeah.
for the DUI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure things that are being handled behind doors. So I think that's what's going on. I think things are going on behind closed doors. He's being punished, and Coach Gundy was really just trying to have his guys back.
Mm-hmm.
Now the execution and how he had his back in the face of the media. I understand if you question that. I do.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't execute it very well. But ultimately, that's what I think he's trying to do, especially for someone who he knows will be toting the rock all season long. So he's just trying to have his guys back because come the first weekend of September, he finna put the team on his back every Saturday. So he's just trying to show. I think he's just trying to show support. And I'm pretty sure they've had. I'm pretty sure they've had some real discussions. I'm gonna give them benefit of that doubt of talking things over, and I'm sure trying to make sure Ali is more responsible going forward, and that this won't be an issue for the rest of when the season starts.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you're saying, Chris. I think for Ollie's sake, and I think he has good teammates around him. I think he knows, like, hey, I made a mistake, as well all players do, especially when we're talking.
Yeah, these guys are young. I mean, we forget they're 21, 22, 23-year-olds. I
Right.
mean, you're gonna make mistakes. We make mistakes as 30, 40, 50-year-olds, let alone 20-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So I think he's ready to move on. He's ready to learn from this, get better from this, and yes, he is ready to tote that rock because I think Mike Gundy even mentioned that. Hey, what's a punishment? I think like giving him the rock like 50 to 100 times is kind of like a punishment. Hey, give me as many touchdowns as possible.
Hey, that man Coach Gundy funny, man.
I know.
He is funny.
Look, he funny dude. That's all I'm saying. From saying I'm a man, I'm 40
Boy, it's a classic.
to this
Classic.
Oh my gosh.
Endless sound bites with dealing with Mike Gundy. And just the Big 12 in general. I think this Big 12 Media Days was a success for the conference.
Yeah.
Coach Prime.
Yeah.
Another personality, and he has some really good answers and bites. Show a lot of respect to NDSU, rightfully so.
Yeah.
That he ain't trying to get clipped by them boys. So yeah, he showed a lot of respect to that football program, and I can't blame him because that will be an interesting matchup because NDSU ain't nobody to take lightly.
Mm-hmm.
We got Kansas State as well. I mean, the Big 12 is just full of. You can go 1 through 8 in the conference. Anybody in the top 8 in that conference can win it. That's how wide open the Big 12 is.
Yeah. No, you're right. Cam Rising from Utah, he's back. He's been there for 40 years.
How old is Cam? That might be my age.
Look, man, it was so. Look, I can't say anything else about the sport anymore.
You got Arizona first year in the conference.
It's 25.
And with the guys that they bring back, Noah Fafita at QB and what his possible Heisman run, what can be this year. K-State, who I'll be talking about later in the show a little more in depth.
Yep.
Another great program. I mean, it's wide open in the Big 12. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun in the Big 12. This is probably the most excited I've been with the Big 12 in a while now. It's new, it's fresh. I think the Big 12 needed a shot in the arm. It's finally getting it. And hey,
UCF first year in the conference.
Yeah, like
Iowa State, sleeper team.
Yeah,
solid. Texas Tech, a lot of young guys last year, bringing back a lot of returning talent. I mean, up and down that conference, there's a lot of really good schools there.
Right. Watch out for Micah Hudson, by the way, 5-star wide receiver for the Red Raiders. He was a big topic during Big 12 media days. So, a lot of people are looking to see what he does in Lubbock. I'm going to be keeping my eye definitely on him this year, and I know you will be too, Chris. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff was going on during Big 12 media days. So, yeah.
Definitely.
I think also Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, he was also talking about the media rights deal for the conference, and he sounds pretty ecstatic by all of these teams. Yeah, he's ready to get that bag. He's like, look, I got Dion, we got Cam Rising in the building, and no suspension on Holly Gordon. Like, hey, he literally said it. He said, I'm here for the vision. That's literally what he said. So he happy.
The Big 12 gonna mess around to be my favorite conference.
You just gonna be hey Chris, you watching any SEC games? No, Kory, I'm watching Big 12 football.
Big 12 football? What you mean?
Sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
It's gonna be fun though, but yeah, it was definitely a entertaining Big 12 media days. With everything that's been going on and all the different interviews and just the anticipation for this season. It's a big year for college football, but especially for the Big 12 conference because of everything in flux. College football is in flux right now, Kory. We have a lot of conferences, dissolving, a lot of movement.
Yeah. And
so if the Big 12 can hold down the fort and have a great year, I don't want the Big 12 to go anywhere. I like the Big 12 as it is. I feel like the Big 12, for everything that's going on in college football and college sports, has pivoted nicely in the additions that they've made to the league, to the conference. Yeah. So I think this will be another great year. Last year was a great year of Big 12 football. This will be another fun year of Big 12 football.
Oh yeah. I'm very much excited. I see the full quote from Yormar. He I guess he was asked he said it in his opening statement that that people were questioning how deep this conference was, but of course he says probably not, but hey, I'm here for the vision. Yeah, so I'm here for the vision too.
Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna see how deep the conference is.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know, you're gonna learn real soon.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely excited about what the Big 12 has in store. Because I think we know what we're going to get from the SEC. I think we know what we're going to get from the Big 10. Like, those teams are going to be beating up on each other on a weekly basis. I'm all here for it. But, hey, the Big 12, when you got people like Dion and Mike Gundy and Texas Tech and all of these schools, K-State looks to have a big season this year. I mean, that's anybody's league.
Definitely. It is.
It's anybody's league.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see. We're going to see.
Oh, yeah. But, anything else you wanted to add about the Big 12, Chris, before we move on?
Nope. I'm sure we're going to have plenty more discussions about the Big 12, but no, I think we kind of hit everything when it comes to the Big 12 media days. I'm excited for us to dive into our next topic.
Okay. All right. Well, pretty much our next topic is one of our bigger topics. I think we can cap today's show off with for you good folks. So this is a topic me and Chris have been kind of thinking about for the last several weeks, and I know Chris has a couple of teams that he has on his mind that he thinks that's going to impress a lot of people heading into this 12-team playoff now. 12 spots. We got to fill those spots, Chris. So
we got to.
It's not going to be your typical team. So, what do you have for us? First time playoff team predictions. Well, what are some teams you got?
First time playoff team predictions. This has been a topic I've been looking forward to talking about all off season. I've been wrestling, going back and forth. There's a couple of obvious teams I think that we can touch on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw one of the obvious ones out there and go ahead and get them out the way.
Okay.
And it's crazy to say this in 2024. If you told me this back in 2004, that we would be saying that this is an obvious, almost a lock to be a college football playoff team 20 years later. The Ole Miss Rebels. As us Mississippi State alumni, Mississippi State boys, alumnus rather.
Yes.
It makes me feel a little way to say so, but no. Shout out to Ole Miss though. I think they're gonna make the playoff this year, man.
I think they very much have a chance to make it. Look, this is. I think I said it in a couple of episodes ago. This is definitely Ole Miss's playoff chances to lose if they can't get there. Like, they have Jackson Dart. He's back. They had one of the top biggest recruits in Ole Miss history. One of them this past season. Can't remember his name. Kamarion Franklin.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he's there. He's going to get a lot of playing time, even as a freshman. In this new day and age of college football, he's going to be a killer out there on the football field for Ole Miss this year. So, you have all of these pieces. Surely they can get a spot, right?
They pulled Juice Wells from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that. Juice Wells is him.
Yeah.
Juice Wells gonna be playing on Saturday this year, and next season he's gonna be playing on Sundays.
Yeah.
They got Juice Wells. Then you also have Jordan Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Trey Harris.
Yeah.
they loaded at wide receiver. I mean, Jackson Dart got his choices of who to throw the football to. Ole Miss ain't been this deep at receiver since AJ and DK were there.
Yeah. So yeah, hey, this is a really good looking football team. I have to be honest. Hey, can Ole Miss do it? Like I said, this is literally their biggest chance.
It's make or break. They got to do it this year.
Yeah.
If they don't do it with this team, it's just not happening. It's just not in the cards for Ole Miss.
No,
I know it sounds crazy to say, but this it has to happen this year.
No, you're right. You're right. It has to happen this year. If they can't somehow muster up a way to get into the playoffs this season, it's because Mississippi State beat them in the Egg Bowl. But
yes. Why are you playing?
Look, I'm joking, but I really ain't joking.
That would be some Egg Bowl, just perfect. That is a perfect Egg Bowl script. That is exactly how I can see it playing out. Ole Miss is 8-3 entering the Egg Bowl and needs to beat Mississippi State, just like Mississippi State needed to beat Ole Miss in 2014 to make the college football playoff. And this would be sweet revenge 10 years later to keep them from making the playoff. You said something there, Kory. You said something right there.
Look! It just came to my mind, like a psychic with a vision, And, it happens sometimes. It happens sometimes, Chris. What can I say? But yeah, they gotta win the games. They gotta win.
You're right. But
the ones that favor
that's the first team I have for you to be a first timer. I think they should find their way in there.
Mm-hmm. No,
I got another. Do you have one for us on your sheet?
I do. This year, I am looking out for the Memphis Tigers this year.
Come on now. That's going to be the G5 representative.
Yes. It's something about Memphis that they always rise to the occasion. I don't know what it is about them, but I really think they have an opportunity because Seth Hennigan is back for Memphis. So
that offense is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and who doesn't love Memphis's offense? Like they're just a really good football team, and when they're clicking, when they have the players, they will beat you. You can ask Ole Miss.
You can ask Mississippi State too.
Yeah, you can ask Mississippi State too.
Yeah.
So
when they have the guys, they tough.
Yeah,
they're tough.
Yeah, and I think a guy like Seth Hennigan is capable of taking this team far this season, and I'm ready to see what Memphis does this coming season. So their team very high on my list to make a playoff spot. You got 12 spots. I don't think all of those spots are going to consist of just Big Ten and SEC teams. I think a lot of teams in those leagues are looking at it that way. Like, we can get a spot, we can squeeze in. Like, no, when you have these teams, like Memphis, of course, is like group of five darlings. You got to watch out for those guys.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You are right. I like that. I like that pick. I have another one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of this is the second of my four teams that I'm gonna throw at you. The Miami Hurricanes.
Nice. Hey.
I got Miami making their way into the big dance into the CFP.
Okay.
So we look at Miami. This is a team
Brings back a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Cristobal. He's been raiding Florida, the state of Florida. He's got his boys. He's got the talent in, and he's got more talent coming, more on the way.
Mm-hmm.
But currently constructed, this team loaded across the board with talent. It's going to be guys that people don't know about that are going to make a name for themselves for Miami this year. It's a really good squad, and they have found their man at quarterback. If Cam Ward is who I think he is,
Mm-hmm.
Miami is going to be tough to beat. Going to be really tough to beat this team. This is a team. They have the running backs. They got some good talent on D line. Ruben Bain Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know about him, Kory, but I'm telling the people this. That's the name to remember. Ruben Bain Jr. is going to be a problem on the D line. Young kid, sophomore from Miami. He's going to make a name for himself this year. Very talented player. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I'm also looking forward to Ray Joseph at wide receiver.
Ray.
You know what he come to do. His name is Ray. He ain't finna disappoint.
Exactly. I ain't gonna disrespect nobody named Ray.
Come on now, named Ray in 2024. Oh, he ain't playing around. So yeah, no, Miami they have some really good players. I feel like they're one of the. I think it's easy to say Florida State is probably the most talented team in the ACC. You'll have some people closer to South Carolina that might put Clemson right there.
Yeah.
Miami, I think, has a lot of guys, and I think it's if you're a junkie, a college football junkie, Miami has the players. I think the world will know that Miami has the players this year with the season that they will have. So I have Miami making the playoffs.
Nice. That's a good pick. Miami last year they had a pretty good season. They had that. they slipped on a little bit of the puddle of the of the water in the hallway against Georgia Tech, but other than that
they did. And speaking of Georgia Tech, Kory, that is a Jefferson Pilot special this year when you look at the Miami schedule. That game is going to be crazy. They go to Georgia Tech this year, November 9th.
Oh, that is no, that is definitely one of those, tighten up your chin strap, Saturday afternoon, let's get to work. Get the shovels out. Like, oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fight that turns out of that game. Like, these guys are gonna be scrapping, scrapping for that W.
That's cool. I don't care what Miami's record is going into that game. That game is going to be tough because Georgia Tech ain't gonna be no slouch either this year. They not playoff ready.
No,
but Georgia Tech is building something. And that's a game Miami cannot afford to overlook. So that's going to be a fun game on the road at Georgia Tech. But yes, I'm big on the Canes this year.
Nice. All right. Well, I have another team. This will be a third team. That I'll mention. The Missouri Tigers.
Yeah,
these guys have them dudes. When we talking about Luther Burden, when we're talking about Brady Cook, like, I mean, we can go down this list of like all of these great players, of course. Like, it's this team is deep.
And then look at the head man,
Yeah.
Drink,
Yeah.
Eli.
Mm-hmm.
He is easily one of the 20 best coaches in college football.
I think so.
Easily. And if you had him in your top 15, I wouldn't argue it.
Mm-hmm. No,
Missouri
I
ain't
agree.
supposed to be doing this in the SEC.
They're not. they're really not. They're like,
They're
but
supposed to be doing this. But they are coming in as a preseason top 12 team in a lot of people's eyes. Top 10.
yeah,
Expected to be in the playoff this year.
right.
Expected to be in the playoff. That's something you don't hear all the time. You don't ever hear about Missouri. So yeah. You're right, Kory. I like their squad as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing what this Missouri Tigers football team is going to do this year. Like the sky's the limit for them. You know, it's I think a lot of people should be ready to see what happens. Makai Miller, he's another wide receiver for Missouri. Just
yeah, Makai is nice.
Yeah,
I like him too.
Yeah, like Theo Weiss. You know, I like I said, I could go on and on. Mookie Cooper, Noah Flash Camp. Just so many talented players on this offense and just on this team. And you know, they lost a few guys on the defense, but yeah, I literally think this is going to be a great team. Yeah, Darius Robinson, he's playing for my Arizona Cardinals. He's not going to be on that team, but I think they're still going to have a really good defense as well, and their offense is going to cook. So I am very interested in what Drink is going to do this year, just because you got these pieces. You had a really good season last year.
Hey.
I think they can put it together, Chris.
And they got the schedule. Just keep them in the buck. if you from the outside looking in, I've seen far worse SEC schedules than the one Missouri has.
Oh yeah,
play Missouri, Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, Vandy, at Texas A&M will be the real test.
That'll be an interesting game.
That will be an interesting game.
Yeah,
that will be. That's going to be interesting. Going to the 12th man, you play UMass, Auburn, who's still trying to get things together.
Yeah,
you go to Alabama. Mm-hmm. That's going to be tough.
Yeah,
but you welcome Oklahoma to your crib. Go to South Carolina, to Mississippi State. Arkansas comes to town. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah,
that ain't bad at all in the SEC.
No, it's not. I mean, it's a manageable schedule.
Very manageable. Easily can go 10-2 with that schedule. Possibly 11-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Outside of the College Station and Bryant Denny game, I think it's fairly manageable.
Yeah. So I like your pick with Missouri.
Nice.
I'm gonna go. I have another one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it in the SEC.
Okay.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Oh.
Look, when we talk about Tennessee, just a couple of years ago, they had the best offense in college football.
Yes.
With Hendon Hooker at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, this is a team, they have Nico. Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to get my boy's last name right. I know I'm a butcher it. I'm gonna let you say it, Kory. But no.
I'm very scared to butcher his name as well.
Hey, you know. Everybody know Nico. Hey, Nico coming into his sophomore year. He's the one that can also win the Heisman this year too. Mm-hmm. He has the talent. He has the coach with the scheme that Tennessee runs, and just the way they spread the defenses out. Josh Heupel, a master at getting guys open. Tennessee also brings back a talented defense. They prided themselves on the defense last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year they both come together. They have a great offense and a great defense, and I think Tennessee's going to they're going to break a lot of people's hearts in the SEC. They are going to be tough. I think Tennessee makes it to the playoff. I really like their squad, deep at receivers. Also they have a good running back as well. And then looking at the schedule, we're going to find out very soon if Tennessee is for real. They play NC State at NC State September 7th.
Okay.
That's going to be a game. NC State is another team that easily could have been on this list. They are a contender in the ACC.
Yeah. I don't disrespect NC State at all, because they're another one of those like fringe teams that, hey, you slip up, you you give them an opening, they will take a mile. If you let them. And they're almost like those Mississippi State teams in the past when, things were much more structured. Yeah, I don't think you need to be like, shine over or glossing over State. Of course, they remind me of those
had
things.
them predicted they would finish higher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
every time
NC State's a real team, and if Tennessee beats NC State at NC State, lock it in. Mm-hmm. The Vols are going to the playoff. That's the game that's going to put the country on notice if Tennessee is that deal or not. And I think the Vols will win.
Nice. Yeah, that's a game to definitely watch out for. In the NC State game, 6:30 on ABC game. So they're going to be well in the prime time.
National spotlights, night game.
Those are the kinds of games you need.
Yep.
And
exactly.
I think that's what makes this 12-team playoff so interesting, because now, like, there's really no excuse for you to just like lay down at a certain point of the game when you have 12 spots. Everyone's fighting for even the 12th spot. So I think that's what makes this playoff this year very competitive. I think it's going to be very competitive. And games like that, I'm definitely going to be watching, because they could really make or break people.
Yeah. Yep, They definitely can. And just one more, just real quick. I'm gonna just throw. I have one more that's a lock for me.
Okay,
but I'm gonna throw out there real quick, and then just another little teaser team. Just I'm gonna throw their name out there too. But speaking of the Big 12, Kansas State Wildcats.
Okay,
I think K-State will be the team to represent the Big 12. This is a team that this is a program, very good program. Chris Kleiman, just an incredible coach. What he's done with Kansas State and just how they have taken on his personality with just the toughness, discipline, hard-nosed team. And not only are they disciplined, they got the dogs. They got the horses in the stable to really make something shape. You know what I'm saying? There's Will Howard transferred.
Yeah, he's an Ohio State Buckeye now, and I'm very excited to see what Will Howard does, because I like Will Howard.
Hey yo, there's a reason he transferred. Will Howard is a great player, and Avery Johnson then came and said, "Hey, player, you got to go. This is my quarterback room now."
Yeah.
Avery Johnson is a great athlete. I don't know if you can bet on his odds to win the Heisman, but I'm sure if you threw it just $2, $3 on him, you'll get a nice profit if he messed around and won. But he is someone that has the talent. He's not known yet, but man, can he fly? I mean, he can straight up run, and he is that dynamic player that every team needs. If you want to win a game that you have no business winning, that you've been struggling all game, and y'all find a way to pull it out. He's the kind of player that you have at quarterback that I think can help you do so. He's a playmaker. He's dynamic, a great athlete. I'm very high on Avery Johnson, and I'm very high on the Kansas State team.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens this season with Avery Johnson being the man at quarterback. Totally forgot about Will Howard transferring to Ohio State, of course. But now that Avery Johnson is now there for Kansas State, he adds a lot of flair to that Wildcats offense. So I'm very much interested in seeing what he does this year. No, I'm with you on that.
And then just my honorable mention, Virginia Tech Hokies. That's all I got to say. I'm going to just drop that real quick. Just drop that nugget. Vatech, the ACC is also loaded with some sleeper teams too now. Vatech, just watch out. Watch out for Vatech. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying they making a playoff, but just keep your eye on what's going on out there in Virginia. Just keep a peek.
Just keep a peek on it. Keep your eyes peeled because
just keep your eyes peeled. Just check in, see. Okay, Vatech won. All right, bet go on about your business.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on them for sure. But one more team, Chris, I want to throw out there.
I got you.
Before we end today, the Kansas Jayhawks.
Okay, let's go. Yeah,
I think I think they can do it. We just need a healthy Jalen Daniels. If we get a healthy Jalen Daniels that plays through the whole season, with a lot of these players coming back, I think this team can go far. Dylan McDuffie, he's back. I think Tory Lachlan, he's going to be playing a little bit behind him as well. That's a good running back group. Along with a couple of young guys also helping them out as well. So I think this is a big year for Kansas. And
it is.
I'm pulling for them. I'm really pulling for the Jayhawks this year. Like, man, hey, what would it be like for Kansas Jayhawk fans to really take in, like, hey, we got a really good basketball program, but man, our football program is cooking. We are clicking on all cylinders. We get the playoff spot. We got Jalen Daniels back. We good. Like, man, that would be insane to see. But I'm definitely gonna be pulling for Kansas to try to get one of those spots this year.
I like that pick, man. I like that. I think they do have some of the pieces too to make some noise. I mean, man, wow. The Big 12 really got us, boy. They got some teams that can make some shake. So I'm excited to see what Kansas can do too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm very much excited about what's going to happen with Kansas. But yeah, man. That's those are all of our picks all of our predictions. I should say, Chris, on who we think can be
We
first
gonna
time.
check back and see how we did come late December.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we'll come back, see if we were right, see if we got everything correct with our predictions, and go from there. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This is a fun show. It feels good talking, football. Just it'll be interesting. With the playoff expanded. Didn't really care for it to be expanded, but we're here now. So we're gonna make the most of it and see if we'll see if the parity plays out. If if a team is a 10 or 11 seed, can they really make a push to that national championship game? We're going to learn, here shortly this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Time is definitely ticking, and yeah, we're definitely going to see what's going to happen throughout the season. But I think coming up next week, is that right? We got SEC Media Days coming up, so yeah, we're definitely going to be following that. We probably won't have a show next week just because we'll be trying to take in all of those festivities and all of that news during that time. And yeah, I got a little free time to kind of look at that as well as get ready for the release of EA Sports College Football 25.
Oh yeah, it's going down.
So a lot of stuff going on, and let me see right quick about the Big Ten Media Days, because I know that's probably gonna be that looks to be coming up real soon. So yeah, I think it starts July the 23rd. So yeah. By the time we come back, we'll most likely be talking about a little Big Ten Media Days and all of that. Going forward, I know there'll be a lot of news with that, so I'll definitely be keeping my eye on that. I know you will too, Chris. So yeah,
yes sir.
Well, outros, Chris. Before we get out of here, let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, you can find me on X at Chris_Bolton_12. And you can get at me too on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_.
Awesome. Definitely follow Chris on all the social medias out there provided.
Please do.
Yes. And yeah, you can find me on X at Listen to KSW, all one handle. I'm on there talking college football, all kinds of sports, of course. So yeah, just follow me on there. But yeah, that's definitely it for us, everyone. Like I said, we'll most likely be back around the time of or after Big Ten Media Days in a few weeks. So be sure to keep it locked here on the Breakdown Sportscast. But a great show as always, Chris. And
yes, sir.
We'll definitely be doing it again.
Peace.
All right. Y'all take care.